So there are two very important physiological responses in the human body that are detrimental to the progressiveness and the sustainability of human life to help us maintain homeostasis. That's negative feedback and positive feedback. Negative feedback is essentially an initiation of a certain process in the human body that elicits a certain response. Once that certain response is achieved, the system is shut off, everything goes back to normal, and the human body is operating on its regular functioning. All right. An example of positive feedback is, let's say I'm in the woods, I'm going hiking somewhere, and I see a bear. My sympathetic nervous system is gonna kick in. My norepinephrine is gonna be released from my adrenal medulla. I'm gonna get all high blood pressure. My heart is going to be pumping, shunting blood to my quads, my chest, my arms, the largest muscle groups in my human body. My pupils are going to dilate so I can see better. My peripheral vision is going to expand so I can see what's going on, so I can leave the area of danger. All right. Once I get at the area of danger, once I get back to my car, once I get back to wherever I'm going, once I get back, over time my parasympathetic nervous system is going to kick in and say, "Hey man, you safe now. All right, you safe. You take a break. You safe now. All right." And my whole body's going to go back to normal. Blood pressure is going to go down. My pupils are going to reduce back to the normal size, and my body's going to be straight now. That's negative feedback. Positive feedback is the exact opposite. The exact opposite. When a woman's giving birth, oxytocin hits up the muscles of the uterus and say, "Hey man, you gotta push, man. You gotta push, contract, push this baby out." And once this response is finalized, it pushes further, goes beyond that. It keeps pushing and pushing and pushing and goes beyond the regular state of functioning. So it goes above and beyond and pushes until the baby comes out, until the response is finalized. Some of y'all cats, the reason why you're stuck in the same place is because you're operating on a negative feedback loop. You get a 93% on the test, you get a 92 on the lab, you get a 93 on that, and then you stop because you're satisfied with just what you're doing. You don't go to the ultimate goals reached. If you're trying to get a 95%, you're trying to get an A+ in that class, you're not going to stop after 2 tests and just chillax and take a break and go do Netflix for the rest of the semester. That's the reason why you guys ain't blowing up. And anything you cats do, that's the reason why you're stuck in the same place. That's the reason why, because you'll do it for a couple months. You hear a lot of cats saying, "Man, I always start the semester nice because my motivation's high. But the end of, by the end of my first midterm, I start to slack off and what." The reason why you ain't blowing up is because you're operating on a negative feedback loop. Initially, it's tight. Initially, I'm going to put this work in and do this, but you don't have a final goal that you want to sustain. That's why you operate on a negative feedback loop. Let me tell you something. If oxytocin hit up the muscles of the uterine lining and said, "Hey man, you know what? We've been pushing this baby for 3-4 days. We've been in labor for too long. Let's just stop and take a break now." And let's say the baby's head was just popping out. The baby's head just came out, and now the cervix is thick band of muscular tissue in the female's in the female. And now it's around the baby's neck. And because oxytocin said, "Hey, let's stop," now that's a potential threat to the baby. Now the baby can choke to death because oxytocin decided to stop pushing. The mom decided to stop pushing. But y'all, some of your cats don't think like you do it for a couple days. Yeah, New Year's resolution, I'm gonna check the gym for this long, and then you stop because you don't know the end goal. You stop. You quit before you're ripe. You take the fruit out the tree before it's ripe. That's what you cats doing. Operating on this negative feedback. You do it for a couple months, weeks, whatever it is, then you stop. And then you stop. Let me tell you something. If my mom decided to stop pushing, I probably wouldn't be here right now. Or I would have had to do a C-section or something. If my mom decided to stop pushing, if she just said, "Ah man, hey, I can't push anymore. I'm tired of pushing. I may not even be here right now." But that's what you guys don't understand. You do it for a couple months, I've been doing this for a minute now. I'm just gonna stop. I haven't got the result I'm looking for, so I'm just gonna stop. Let me tell you something. That's the reason why you guys are blowing up. That's the reason why you guys are blowing up. Because you do it for a couple months. You do it for a couple weeks, hours. Say for a couple hours, you're doing the right mode, the right vibe for a couple, and then, oh man. Because you guys are doing negative feedback loop. Negative feedback loop. For 9 months, your mouth been working. Mother's working 9 months. Sleeping a certain way, eating certain foods, getting different cravings at certain times, going through all this physical stress, and imagine mom just says, all that 9 months of hard work, she's just gonna stop because she don't want to push anymore. Because she don't want to push anymore. And you gonna stop because you're tired. Y'all hear what I'm saying, man. Y'all hear. You keep going till you get the response that you're looking for. Keep pushing till you get the response that you're looking for. That's what's called positive feedback. Positive. That's a good word compared to negative. Positive. Keep pushing till you get the response you're looking for. Then take a break. Then go watch Netflix. If you want to get that scholarship, keep working hard till you get the scholarship. Then go watch Netflix. Are you guys hearing what I'm saying? Then you go watch Netflix. If I'm trying to get to a different level, if once I found, before I used to be a lazy cat, one of the laziest cats you can imagine. I would time how long I did work so just look cool. Even if I didn't finish the work I had to do, if I did it for 2-3 hours, oh, I'm done now. Then I realized that if my mom said she's gonna do 3 pushes and then stop, I wouldn't be here right now. So I gotta do extra work. If it takes 6 hours to get this response, I'm gonna do it for 6 hours. I'm gonna do however long it takes for me to get the response I'm looking for. I'm gonna do that. If it takes 6 hours of homework every day, 6 hours of putting in work every day to get an A+ in this class so I can get to this university to do that, that's what I'm gonna do. That's what I'm gonna do. You guys put a price on, you guys put a limit, you guys put a price range on things. That's why you ain't blowing up. You got negative feedback and you put a price on it. Hey man, I studied for 6 hours today. Man, shrugging them shoulders. Yeah, 6 hours today I was putting in work, man. So I'm a chill now. Not me. Nah, you chill. Take a break. You chill. I ain't chilling. I'm gonna do whatever I gotta do till I get what I gotta do. Because I know in the end, the same way when a woman gives birth, when she's holding a beautiful bundle of joy, she ain't thinking about the pain. She's filled with so much joy and peace and love. She ain't got no time to think about the pain. All that hard work you put in to get the scholarship. Once you get that scholarship, you ain't thinking about. You can see what you went through, but you ain't thinking about it. You joyful at that time, but you guys keep putting breaks in your walk to success. You keep putting breaks in it. Negative feedback. Stop, restart. That's what I love doing. You know what? My favorite exercise, muscle group to train is legs, squats. You know why? Because when you're pushing weight, at some point, your mind is gonna tell you, "Hey man, just re-rack the weight and do the next 2 reps later." Yeah, just put it back on top and then restart. But that restarting makes you more tired. If I'm already short of breath and I got 8, I'm on my 8th rep, just finished my 8th rep, and I got 2 more to go. I'm gonna keep the weight on my shoulders, do those 2 reps, then put the weight back. Because if I put the weight back, I'm gonna get comfortable, and then I might not even go back to it. So I'm gonna keep the positive feedback loop going, get the response I'm looking for, the 10 reps, then I'm gonna stop. Then I'm gonna stop and put the weight back and take my break. Some of y'all cats don't get that. That's why you operate on a negative feedback loop. So all I'm telling you, man, please operate on a positive feedback loop. The human spirit is strong beyond measure. There's nothing as powerful as the human spirit that God has given to us. So please do not operate on a negative feedback loop. Because that's what a lot of people do, and that's what they ain't getting to where they want to go, because they do it for a bit, stop, do it for a bit, stop, do it for a bit, stop. There's something beautiful about consistency. Doing something consistently over a period of time. There's something beautiful about it. Because neural pathways keep getting solidified. Y'all cats don't go and go sledding when there's fresh snow and y'all go sledding. Y'all know it's hard. You got to make your own path in the beginning. You got to go down a couple times, and then you come back a week later. This same path you've been going down, it's nice, it's clean, that's slick now. Now you're getting speed when you're going down the hill. That's what you guys have to keep doing consistent. If I just say, hey man, if I was sledding, man, and every time it snowed, I didn't go out. I wouldn't have any good sledding. My sledding would be whack. That ain't sledding. I wouldn't even be sledding. But if every day, if I kept going down the same path, sledding down the same path, who cares about new rate of snowfall? Going back. I solidified that pathway. Oh, y'all ain't catching what I'm saying. I solidified that pathway. So please operate on a positive feedback loop. Forget about what cats be saying, doing, what they be doing, what they be thinking. Let them operate a negative feedback loop. But understand that you have it in you to operate in a positive feedback loop.